Welcome to Savi YouTube channel, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology. In this lecture video, we are going to demonstrate the experiment which is op-amp as inverting adder. We are going to demonstrate this experiment by considering two external input signals V1 and V2. We are considering these two as DC input signals. So V1 also DC, V2 also DC. So now the sum of these two voltages is Vout equal to V1 plus V2. And we are using op-amp as inverting adder. We are going to get one inversion sign as additional sign because we are applying the inputs for the inverting terminal. Now in the design of the inverting adder circuit, the ideal equation for the output voltage is Vout equal to minus Rf divided by R1 into V1 plus Rf divided by R2 into V2. Now if I compare equation number 1 and equation number 2, then I am going to get the scaling factor, that is Rf divided by R1, and the scaling factor Rf divided by R2. These values I am going to get as 1 and 1 because the scaling factor in the required output voltage equation is V1 coefficient is 1 and V2 coefficient also 1. So therefore I am going to get the design equation as Rf divided by R1 equal to Rf divided by R2, which is equal to 1. Therefore we are going to get the ideal equation as Rf equal to R1 equal to R2. So therefore I can choose any equal resistor for all the three resistors. So I can choose all these three resistors values as R1 equal to R2 equal to Rf equal to 1 kilo ohm standard resistor. Now with these three resistors values, I am going to demonstrate the working of the op-amp as inverting adder by considering two external DC voltage signals V1 and V2. So the value of R1 is 1K, R2 also 1K and Rf also 1K. So in the circuit diagram you can see the feedback resistor is connected between pin number 2 and pin number 6 and the input resistors are connected at pin number 2. So we require two input resistors, so one to connect V1, other one to connect V2, and pin number 3 is grounded. So we will make the connections in the springboard. So you can see here, so in the springboard already all the connections I have made as per the circuit diagram. At pin number 2 we have connected two input resistor, that is one for connecting external input signal V1, other one for connecting external input signal V2. And pin number 2 to 6 we have connected, from the pin number 2 to 6 we are connected to other end of the resistor RF, and the resistor RF other end is connected to pin number 6. So this RF is the feedback resistor, and pin number 3 is connected to ground. And the power supply is already connected. So I have explained how to connect the power supply in the previous video. In the same way we have to connect. So now we have to connect the external input voltage signals. So that voltages we are going to add it now. So for that purpose we have to use separate dual power supply battery, one for V1, other one for V2. So now initially both the voltages are at 0 and 0. I will set both the voltages. When both are 0 and 0, so then the output voltages is 0 plus 0, then we are going to get 0 as output voltage. To check the DC output voltage, we are going to use a DC voltmeter, so that must be connected from pin number 6 with reference to ground. Now the positive of this particular voltmeter, I am going to connect it to pin number 6 because pin number 6 is the output terminal. So this positive end I am connecting to pin number 6, and negative should be connected to ground. So we have made the voltmeter connections now. So now in the voltmeter you can check. So when both are 0, so it is almost 0. So now I will give finite values for V1 and V2. So I will demonstrate the adder working for 2 to 2 different values of V1 and V2. First let us keep V1 and V2 both are equal to 1 and 1 volts. So then we are going to get the theoretical value is the theoretical value. So connect all the ground points to one common point. So all grounds are connected to one common point now. The theoretical value is minus of V1 plus V2. So you are going to get theoretically it is minus 2. So now I will set the V1 value to 1 volt. V1 is 1 and V2 also equal to 1 volt. So when both are 1 and 1, so it is set exactly to 1 volt. So now it is almost, it is yes, it is almost, it is 1 volt now. So it is 0.9 and 1. So now when the input voltages are 1 and 0.9, the theoretical value is minus 1.9, and from the voltmeter you can see it is also reading minus 1.96. So these two values are almost, it is close values. Now let us check for other values. Let us keep V1 as 2 and V2 also 2. So then I'll increase the V1 to 2 volts, V1 to 2. So set almost equal to 2 volts, and V2 also equal to around 2 volts. So it is almost 2 volts now. 2 plus 2 with minus sign, I have to get minus 4. So theoretically it is minus 4, practically I am getting minus 4.13 volts. So I will check for some other odd readings now. Let us keep the first voltage to minus 2 and second voltage to plus 1. So now how to make one as negative, other one as positive. So for this I am going to get V out as minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, with minus is outside sign. So then you are going to get minus of minus 1 as plus 1 volt. So I have to get positive voltage now for the input voltages minus 2 and plus 1. So we will verify the practical value. So I have to change, already the first battery is plus 2. I have to change its polarity to negative. For that purpose I will change the polarity directly in the battery itself, just by interchanging positive and negative. Now this one is minus 2, and the second one I will make it as plus 1 volt, plus 1 volts. So then theoretical value I am expecting plus 1. So now this voltage, now it is almost 0.9. So I will keep it to around 1 now. So it is 0.1 is extra. Now it is minus 2 plus 1, that is minus 1. With minus 1 outside I am going to get plus 1. So now practically I am getting around 0.91. So these two are almost matching. So we will verify for one more reading. So one is plus 2, no, let us keep for plus 3, and one more is minus 4. So in this case the difference is 3 minus 4 is minus 1. In this case also we are going to get plus 1, and I will verify the practical value. So the first one is plus 3. Second I have to reverse the polarity so that it becomes a positive voltage. So this I will make it as plus 3. Then the second battery I have to set it to minus 4. So I will change the polarities of the battery so that we are going to get negative voltage now. So this I will increase to 4 volt. Now the second battery is minus 4, first battery is plus 3, minus 4 plus 3 will be minus 1, and is inverting, you are going to get plus 1. So now in the voltmeter you can clearly see it is reading 0.97. So now you can check for all the combinations, the theoretical value and practical value is almost matching. So now we can use the op-amp as adder for any values of the input voltages V1 and V2. So the one more important point is the sum of V1 and V2, it is always less than or equal to the saturation voltage of the op-amp. The saturation voltage is 90% of VCC. So now we have given VCC as 12. So now the maximum sum should be 12 9 108, 10.8 volt. That means we have to keep the sum, it is always lesser than 10.8. That means if I give V1 as 6, V2 as 8, then the sum I am going to get is 6 plus 8 is 14, with minus sign, minus 14, that we cannot get from the op-amp. So we should note that the op-amp maximum voltage will be 90% of the VCC. So you have to keep always the sum of these two voltages. It may be positive or negative. The sum should be lesser than or equal to the V saturation of the op-amp. So now to demonstrate this, so let us keep V1 equal to 6, V2 equal to 8. Now as per the ideal sum equation we should get 14, but it will exceed the V saturation value of the op-amp. So the maximum value is 10.8. That value we are going to get in the voltmeter. Let us see this value, special case. So when V1 is 6, V1 is already positive voltage. Now I am increasing to 6 volts. Now it is almost 6. 6 volts, and the second battery I am going to set it to plus 8. Now I have changed this to negative battery earlier. Now I am reversing the polarities of the battery. So now I'll increase this to 8 volt. I'll increase this to 8 volt. You can see in the voltmeter, as I am increasing to the 8 volts, the sum is saturated now. Now the saturation voltage is, even though I am increasing the battery, the saturation voltage what it is showing is, it is around minus 9 volts. It is not exceeding more than that value because the op-amp output has reached its maximum saturation value, that is the 90% of VCC, which is close to 10 volt. So now in the DC voltmeter you can check, the first battery is around 6 volt. First battery is around 6 volt. The second battery is around 8. So 6 plus 8 is 14. In this case, the sum is exceeding V saturation. That value it won't reflect in the DC voltmeter as the sum is exceeding the V saturation. Therefore, always we have to keep the V1 and V2 values. The sum should be lesser than or equal to the V saturation of the op-amp, which is 90% of the VCC. So we'll continue to watch survey videos for the next experiments. Thank you for watching.